Today is Wednesday, June 24th, 2026, and I don't have nothing else to do. So I'm gonna watch these conspiracy videos. Welcome back to SR&BG 2.0. Before I start this video, I want to thank everybody that like, comment, share, and subscribe. I see it. God see it. Blessings to you in your situations. Just in case you don't make it to the end of the video, I wanted to thank you now. Thank you. And I mean that.
See, your device has deceived you.
Alright. Check this out.
Some new technology that came out about 4 or 5 years ago, nobody ever mentioned. There is facial recognition software. It came along with your Face ID, and we thought that was so cool. My phone knows who I am. Well, let me tell you, your phone don't only know who you are, but it can predict what you're thinking about.
I was just talking about this with someone. It's real.
Can I tell y'all the truth in here?
And your phone can hear
That
you.
software in your iPhone or Android can predict by your facial movements. And you don't even have to be thinking about it. It can predictively cause you to think about it.
Yes.
Talk about it.
Yes.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yes, sir.
That means that it can look at you and change your mind.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That means you're about to do something and it'll make something pop up to change your mind.
Facts.
And it knows what to make pop up.
Facts.
What happens to the people that want to come out of Satanism? They get killed, they get followed. They get taken. They get sacrificed in front of the congregation of the Satanic Church. Why? Because they know too much information about the Satanist and who. Their names and places of where they keep the people underground. And they just know too much information. There's no it's like I'm being in a gang or in a mafia. You don't get out alive without consequences. What happens to the people that want
The reason we can do these enormous computations in a time scale that's seemingly impossible to compute in our world is because literally there are parallel universes with labs just like our own, with the exact same quantum computers doing this computation alongside of us, and we're essentially distributing the computation across the world, and then we, through these very sophisticated methods and equations, we're essentially asking each other, where are we on that map, and that we come up with the answer together, so to speak. And that's something that is not emphasized enough, I feel, that's not even a fringe idea. The reason we can...
So Martin Lawrence was recently on a Breakfast Club, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, something sound very, very off about his voice. Y'all gotta hear it. Also, Charlemagne brung up how people say if you wear a dress in Hollywood, you sold out, or you're part of the Illuma, you know. And this is what Martin had to say.
I also wondered too, but when growing up, watching you play Shanae, watching you in Big Mama's house, I never thought anything of it. I just thought it was funny. But nowadays, you hear people say, "Oh, that's you got to sell your soul in Hollywood, and that's humiliation rituals and the Illuminati."
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
It's bullshit. It's all bullshit.
What?
Doing what I do and doing Big Mama and characters like that, Shanae or whatever. These are strong black women, and I'm a comedian, and I'm not above playing a character, putting on a dress or whatever, because I'm in tune with my manhood, so I know who I am, so I don't worry about all that.
What if they replace the old world bells with cell phone towers? It sounds ridiculous at first, but the deeper you look into the history of bells, the stranger it gets. For thousands of years, massive bells stood at the center of cities, towns, and villages across the world. Officially, they were used to tell time, warn of danger, or call communities together. But some researchers believe they served a much greater purpose. Historical records describe bells being rung during storms, Some believed they could disperse dangerous weather. Others claimed their vibrations could harmonize the surrounding land, almost as if these giant bells were interacting with the environment itself. And when you look at old photographs, many of these bells were enormous, covered in strange symbols, forgotten inscriptions, and languages that few people can even identify today. Then something happened. During and after World War II, countless historic bells disappeared. Many were melted down, destroyed, or quietly removed. And in the decades that followed, a new kind of tower began appearing everywhere. Cell towers, structures that also transmit frequencies across vast distances. Now, some theorists believe that was no coincidence. They claim the bells were part of an older system based on resonance, vibration, and frequency, a technology humanity no longer understands. And when that system vanished, it was replaced by an entirely different network, one designed not to resonate with the land, but to broadcast signals across it. What if they replaced the old world bell?
Now, when I was young, I remember all schools had bells. The lunch bell, the recess bell. Remember, it was bells. When we woke up in the morning, the alarm clock, it was a bell. When we made a phone call, it was a bell. Yeah, when the phone used to ring, the old phones, it was a bell. And when people used to ring your doorbell, and when you used to go to a business, you used to press a bell to get the people attention. I remember I went into this one business and it said, make sure you press the bell. Remember that if you was to wake up in the morning from an alarm clock and it's a bell, that means that it chases the low vibing entities away. If somebody call you and before you pick up the phone, it's a bell, the phone ringing, it's a bell, that means that before y'all have a conversation, the low vibing entities, they leave. What about the schools? You see, back in the days, children were more behaved. And I know now we have a lot of video games and candy, but trust me, the bells were in school for a reason, to chase the negative energy away. If somebody was to come to your house, before you open up the door, you hear a bell, right? You see? Yeah, they took away all of the bells, especially the giant bells. So I showed this Spider-Man when he was fighting Venom. And Venom didn't like that bell. You know what I'm talking about, man. Let me watch some more conspiracy videos.
Basically, I just got back from seeing Disclosure Day, and it was a really good movie. I'm not a Scientologist. I don't know everything. I'm not saying it's Satan's, and I'm not saying it's Satan. I'm just saying it could possibly not be demons. I'm not a Catholic either. I'm not a Scientologist or the Catholic. I just know what the Pope said. And, well, since they invented the way that we read the Bible, maybe you should listen to them if you believe in reading the Bible. Basically.
What if I told you time is different for everyone? Einstein proved something shocking. Time slows down when you move faster or near gravity. Even atomic clocks confirm this. That means there is no single universal time. Reality is running on different timelines at the same time. What if
Albert Pike confessed what I discovered years ago while researching Masonry, that Lucifer is truly the god of the lodge. Albert Pike even claims that Lucifer is the god of good, while God is the god of evil. Also, he states that Lucifer never fell from grace. Instead, he is the light of the world. This all goes back to what I explained at the beginning of this video. Masonry connects back to Adam and Eve with the serpent in the garden. The Masons are worshiping that serpent as it guided them to enlightenment. There are several times that Albert Pike admitted that not only was Masonry the study of Lucifer, but it was also the opposition of Christianity. He was quoted saying, "Strange and mysterious name to give the spirit of darkness, Lucifer, the son of the morning. Is it he who bears the light, and with his splendors, intolerable blinds feebles, sensual or selfish souls? Doubt it not." Many Freemasons say this quote reveals nothing, and that Albert...
Local parks are great during the day. At night, different story. I live in my vehicle and law enforcement is cracking down on people like me in cities across America. Camping overnight, illegal. Sleeping in your car, illegal. Existing without a fixed address in an increasing number of places, illegal. I'm strategic about where I park, but from time to time, I still get a knock on the door at 2 in the morning. Why? Not because I'm dangerous, not because I'm a threat. Because I don't pay property taxes. I don't pay rent. I don't pay a utility company. I don't pay a landlord. I removed myself from every system that depends on my compliance to function. They say this is the land of the free, but try living for free and see what happens.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Shut up! Please stop this. There's no way this is possible. These are two different people. You people need to stop doing this. People are playing around on these apps pretending to piece things together. That's not together. Because these are two different people and you know it. Shut up! You know it. You know it, but you don't want to accept it. It's not a game out here, guys. This is what people are saying. Remember that. They said it. I did not say this and I did not put this together because I don't believe that this is true. Could it be that Jared is Scott? This is what people are saying. I don't believe it. I don't believe that at all. But they do kind of look the same and you know it. This is what people are saying. I don't believe that. Look. You see it. Don't deny what you...
Remember, you're not supposed to kick your children out after they turn 18, part 30. This is a psyop they created to get you and your family to always be in debt and to be debt slaves. Nobody is ready, for the most part, by the time they're 18 to be able to have to deal with spending $50,000 a year in bills or on bills. This is created particularly to help destroy the family unit, trust, as well as awareness. Because if the family unit isn't one, then the awareness and the wholeness ain't gonna exist. When that awareness and wholeness doesn't exist, that basically affects us socio-economically and spiritually, every level. So you wonder why your son or your daughters, they can't have success or they're not successful. Well, it's because the beast system is against them. And you probably kick them out or something like that around the age of 18. Now, granted, most men, they definitely stay a little too long in mommy and daddy's house. Nobody trying to stay there past the age of 30. But the point is, you need to give them some time to be able to fail. Remind them of the trust of the Lord and to put...
Who's the only one that would accept a child at 18 and pay that child and let that child live there? The military. That's another reason why they tell us to kick our children out at 18, because they want them at 18. The military. The military.
Your faith in the Lord. But I'm serious, because you're creating a picture and a healthy safety net, as opposed to, oh yeah, let's just kick you out at 18. Oh, is that Paul on the street corner smoking crack? Move in with him, no problem. So these are just simple principles that we haven't grasped yet as a nation. When we start to practice the herbs that will heal the nations to end the curse of Revelations 22:3, it also will help to end the indoctrination. So learn the...
Y'all remember the fat ass clown from Spawn? The Violator. They giving us his backstory. And did you know, this is his true form? He used to be an angel. This go down in that new issue 1 of that Violator. And he the one that's telling you the story. That starts at the end of the beginning. Before Earth was made, all that shit. Before the fall of the angels. You see the angels shit right here. 2 angels, him and her. Her name was Gloriana. And his name was Baziel. But later he changes his identity. And at first, he was a humble servant to the Creator, God himself. And him and Gloriana was supposed to merge together. But one day, he ended up meeting up with Lucifer, right? Lucifer told him, come on, walk with me real quick. He takes him to the Forge of Creation so that he can keep the damn God out of his plans and shit, right? He's like, but God loves us, bro. Why we got to do all that? He said, God is a liar. He said, Lucifer, you blasphemy. He said, are you going to refuse what the fuck I'm saying to your ass? Fuck it. I'ma show your dumb ass. He talking about some, but everything around me, shut up. And he grabbed his ass, right? And he tells us that he caught the creator, right? While he snuck up behind him and saw him create man. He was like, what? The motherfucker making replacements of us? Why would he do that shit? He says because the creator needs followers, needs blind worshipers, needs a hierarchy that he will always be on top of. The creator cares not for you and I. So he's like, I want your ass to leave. I gotta go get the others. Come back here later. So he leaves and he goes to talk to Glorana again, right? And she was like, man, you seem trouble. And she see fucking Lucifer walk past. She was like, very well, Morning Star. He was like, all right, I gotta go. He leaves and he's like, bro, I should be believing everything the creator done. Why the fuck is Lucifer words making sense? Do I mean nothing to him? Am I nothing less? Is he using us to fucking create some replacements for us? So he leaves, he go up in the air, he just lost thinking about this shit, right? That's when somebody came behind him and put their hands on his eyes. It was Gloriana. She was like, hey man, something been troubling you. Tell me what's up, man. You can tell me anything. He said, have you ever doubted the creator? She was like, what? Hell no, why the fuck would I think some shit like that? Look around us. What make you question that? She's like, oh, it's Lucifer ass. She told his ass, like, look, you need to cut off Lucifer. That motherfucker gonna make you start losing faith in the creator. And he's like, what if I can't? She was like, then I will deny Baziel. I'm the least of your damn worries. And she leave off. So you seeing life get created, right? And by them, they out here creating life in the cosmos, but it's still, he should be feeling good off creating, but he's not. Somebody else asked him, like, hey, what's up with you? He was like, man, by the way that my girl that was acting.
With the very, very sad recent passing of Akira Toriyama, I've gotten quite a few DMs asking me to explain why Mexicans love Dragon Ball Z so much. And well, there's an answer. Quite a few of them, actually. But it's not just Mexico. Latin America takes up 9 out of the 10 countries where Dragon Ball Z is most popular. Showrunners had a very difficult time expanding the show into the West due to some very heavy censorship. Latin America didn't really do that. Dragon Ball Z got a Spanish language dub in the...
If you don't believe in the natural laws of the universe, just scroll, because it's not for you. But if you do, I have some magic for you. There is a notion in the world of metaphysics and reality creation that the universe seeks to maintain energetic equilibrium, meaning that the frequency that you put out, it will try to magnify and maintain and magnify. I wanted to put this to the test in real time. So this morning I was about to go for a run and I decided that I'm going to just set an intention for this run. I sat there quietly, eyes closed, went inside, and I said, I am going to express so much joy, gratitude, love and happiness on this run in an attempt to see if the universe maintains and magnifies that frequency. 7 people on that run either high-fived me, screamed hello, or cheered me on as I ran past. I run that route every single day, and I've never had a person do that. Maybe it's a coincidence, but that seems like a crazy coincidence. Everything in this world is energy, is frequency. Whatever you put out, you get back.
The thing is, when you start researching these networks of hidden underground superhighways, when you learn about their true staggering scale, and you hear from the people who have actually explored them, well, you start coming across stories, scary stories, of places that only appear as solid color on a map, of the people who go missing there. Today, we're going there. We're exploring what's happening in the dark places beneath our feet, and what the people who have lived here the longest have learned about them. The West has spent over 500 years mapping the surface of this continent. We've gridded the forests, used satellites to photograph the peaks, and fenced off the plains until there was nowhere left to hide. But while we were looking at the horizon, we were also boring down into the dark. Official records tell us that the United States is a solid mass of 3.8 million square miles. But the geological surveys, they tell a different story.
Ancient records speak of a galactic war that took place millions of years ago in the Pleiadian star system. Entire planets were destroyed. These civilizations possessed weapons of unimaginable power, devices known as the Brahmana weapons, capable of erasing life on multiple worlds with a single strike. They also held the Tablets of Destiny, relics said to grant their holders the ability to alter the fate of planets and moons themselves. As the conflict raged, fragments of shattered worlds filled the system, raining debris across the stars and extinguishing entire civilizations. Survivors fled, escaping the chaos of the Pleiades and venturing into distant regions of the galaxy to rebuild. Among them were the Anunnaki and the Atlantean people, who carried the memory of that destruction wherever they went. Over time, they rose again, powerful, advanced, and aware of the devastation they had once unleashed. But the story didn't end there. Some of their weapons, the ancient equivalents of modern weapons of mass destruction, were hidden away, sealed deep within mountains, and sworn never to be used again. Yet whispers say a small faction defied that oath, bringing these forbidden weapons to a new world, the planet that would one day be called Earth.
The men in power in this world that we live in are there by divine appointment. So when you hear the term, the divine right of kings, you better look at that, because there is such a thing as a divine lineage going on throughout the world that most people just hear and have no comprehension of the implications of our governmental systems over the earth. And I am warning to keep in mind that there is a spiritual matrix in this world today, and there are events coming upon the inhabited earth that men are falling into heart attacks and traumas because they understand what is about to happen on the face of the earth. We are in some momentous times. I'm smart enough to know that there is a God in the universe. There is a divine presence in the universe that men have called God. But I'm also very much aware that men's minds have misused and abused the spirit. And the sacred will allow you to do whatever it is you're going to do, but there is a time that what goes around comes around. And I believe the spirit of the God is operating in mankind today.
If you are looking for the hidden knowledge, if you want to find out who runs the world, who controls the money, the politics, and almost every facet of life, this ebook will literally unveil that to you.
Space is fake and gay. They sent a fake rocket into the
Oh yeah, we have the
space.
Artemis thing. There's a bunch of ways that you can tell that that was freaking faked.
Well, because it's clearly an act. Two of them are actors.
Yep.
The black guy and the younger girl, they're actors.
Tomorrow, this mission's going off. The 127th mission to the space station. Mike and Sonia, the two of the four American astronauts that are on that flight, they're right out of central casting.
She, in the first day, was showing no signs of fatigue. But then a week later, she needs to relearn how to walk at physical therapy because 10 days in space makes it so that your muscles are atrophied. No, that's not how that works. The math that they posed to us for the landing, they would be dead.
All the G's.
Plus the landing, there was no steam from the heat of the vessel in the water when it landed.
It kind of feel weird knowing that there's people thinking this shit's real.
5G towers aren't just sending signals. They are performing a passive scrape of your biometric field using capacitive coupling. Targeted beamforming array. It's not casting a net. It's looking for a handshake. Multiple input, multiple output technology to find your specific frequency. Here you got the baseband units. This is the brain of the local tower. It contains the fiber optic backhaul that sends your field data back to the Palantir style data centers. If you hear a loud humming fan, it's because the AI processing inside is generating massive heat as it factorizes the local's area movements. 5G tower.
How can you determine where you went wrong if you don't know, if you can't determine where you actually supposed to be going? Purpose. If you don't know where you're going, then you ain't do nothing wrong. You didn't make a wrong turn. If you don't know where you're going, any road is acceptable. You're not going anywhere. You don't know where you're going. So how can you say you did something wrong here? You can't say you did anything wrong. You don't know where you're going. You don't have a destination. So how can you say you look back on your life? Well, I did this wrong. I did that wrong. You ain't do shit wrong. You ain't going nowhere. It's only until you realize, damn, now I got a specific destination. This is where I went wrong. And the specific destination is the purpose. When you get your specific destination on where you're going, now it defines purpose, because everything you do has to be in alignment with where you are going. That's moving in purpose. But how can you determine where you went wrong if you don't know, if you can't determine where you actually supposed to be going? Purpose. If you don't know where you're going, then you ain't do nothing wrong.
The cabal, the people that are running the world behind the scenes, they purposely got everybody addicted to sugar and alcohol back in the 60s, and still people are addicted to sugar and alcohol. You could say sugars could be one of the top poisons that has ever been created. Synthetic sugar, white sugar, right? So this is
what happened was, I don't know if you've heard the story about what happens when we drink human blood, but it messes with your mind. It works on people. It takes a horrible effect on people's brain. It's not normal. It's not supposed to happen. We're not supposed to consume blood or anything like that. So he drank this blood, and after the cleansing of all the crime and everything, his taste for blood overwhelmed him, and he could not get rid of the desire and the craving for the taste of blood. So here's where the story begins. What happened?
What if the New York City subway tunnels were not built in 1904, but found? According to official history, the New York subway system was founded in 1904 and opened just 1 year later. But some researchers point out something strange. The wording itself, founded, not built. Almost like these tunnels already existed underground. Because think about it. Above ground, New York was still filled with horse wagons, dirt roads, and early industrial machinery. Yet somehow, underneath the city, they supposedly carved massive tunnel systems deep through solid rock. And here's where the theory gets even stranger. There are surprisingly few construction photos, no massive documentation, no endless images of excavation, just a handful of photos showing workers standing inside finished tunnels. And some people ask, if humanity had truly built one of the greatest underground transportation systems ever created, wouldn't there be thousands of photographs documenting it, especially for something considered revolutionary at the time? Now combine that with theories about lost civilizations, buried cities, and hidden underground worlds, and some believe the subway tunnels were not constructed at all, but uncovered. The remains of something much older hidden beneath New York City itself. So the question is, did they really build the tunnels beneath New York, or did they simply rediscover them?
Got vaccinated, I need you to understand that they're going to be able to control you through 5G towers, and now they're saying 6G is coming.
So we're into 6G now. I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect it is?
Literally, the president laughing and mocking people who got vaccinated. This is what I mean, people. They put the truth right in your face, whether it's through entertainment. But anyways, the point is, people, if you got vaccinated, you should be the first ones front line ready to up for your freedom. Because they're openly telling you that, one, they put technology inside of your body through a vaccine. And now, two, that they're going to be able to control you through 6G, which means people who are unvaccinated, be prepared to defend yourself if they start losing their consciousness.
wow.
It's even darker than that. The reason they push all this transhumanism and upload your consciousness stuff, these fallen entities are running out of viable bloodlines, too much inbreeding, too many bodies getting damaged by their own vices. So now they're prepping the ultimate backup plan, synthetic bodies. That's what Neuralink and all this AI-human merger is really about. They want to ditch the fragile human biology entirely and create immortal vessels they can hop between forever. The celebrities we see now, a lot of them are already test runs, bodies that have been genetically modified in utero to be better hosts. That's why some of them look so uncanny. You're not watching humans. You're watching demons perfecting their new eternal prison for your soul.
I mean, like I said, it's some of it's undeniable. Like some of it, it's insane how close they look.
People get attached to you quickly, but switch up when they see how intelligent you are. So a lot of people want to get around you because they have this idea of you. And because of that fantasy, people get attached to you very quickly. You have people that confess their feelings, but they don't even know who you truly are. And what you've seen is when you give these people proximity for a long period of time, and they start to see that you're actually an intelligent person and you see what's going on, you start to get a lot of weird behavior out of people. Once they see they can't manipulate you, they start trying to humble you. Some people love playing the devil's advocate with you because they feel like if they know more than you, they're better than you. All these little weird behaviors that makes it where you don't want to connect with a lot of people, because what you've discovered is the more you learn, the more disconnected you feel from society, because there's going to be so very few people that truly understand you.
There absolutely is a frequency of success. It's an emotion. Over in Germany, they have this concept called Freudenfreud, and it's basically the most efficient way to tap into the energy, the emotion of winning. To experience Freudenfreud, all you have to do is surround yourself, or even just your social media algorithms, with people who are winning, people who are accomplishing their goals, people who are doing well. And all you have to do is catch yourself when you see someone talking about something good that happened to them. Maybe they got a promotion, maybe they hit a new milestone in their business, maybe they just went on a dream vacation, or just purchased their dream home. All of these would work. But now, instead of just hearing them talk about it, you're going to imagine that it happened to you. This is Freudenfreud, a term made up by social scientists to describe the joy you feel when someone else is prospering. When you take a moment to focus and imagine that these good things are actually happening to you, you can practice it and get so good at it that you emotionally feel the joy that they're feeling. The energy itself doubles. And that's the mental unlock. That is the cheat code. Seeing and experiencing for yourself that you can literally experience insanely positive emotions even if it's not happening to you. Energy is contagious, success is an energy, and you can tap into it.
Well, here's my question. Where do we go from here? We know the entire system's fake. All the world leaders are puppets. We've been lied to from all angles pretty much our whole lives. Whoever's really in charge is evil, like really evil, like sacrificing kids evil. Aliens, UFOs, and reptilians are real. Vaccines that are supposed to help you are actually made to kill you. Organic food at the grocery store is toxic. Our air is sprayed with the chemtrail poisons that pollute the rain. Voting doesn't matter. Hell, cash is printed out of thin air. Sugary soda refills at the restaurant are free, but healthcare isn't. Which leaves us with the only conspiracy left. That's the glittery mystic people on the other side of Antarctica living in the Earth. That makes the Earth flat, and the moon is a mirror, and space is fake. But no time for figuring all that shit out, because Big BB needs your tax dollars, and your bills are due, and you're late to work. Your people are armed, but they're all spread out. They're pissed off, too busy and broke to leave their little bubble. And be sure not to do anything or say anything crazy, because they are watching and listening. Just because they get away with everything don't mean you can. If you call any of that out or crash out, you're crazy and painted to be the bad guy. They'll send a damn pigeon drone after you or blackmail you. And to top it all off, all of the good people are fighting against each other, hating each other. We are all in this retarded shit show circus together. Like, what the flying fuck is going on?
He said, aliens are real, they're here, and I've seen them. Just like that. Just like, here, I'll throw you a bone, kid. And I said, well, are they alive? And he paused and he said, I can't say. I said, you can't say or you won't say? And he said, I can't say. Okay, well, hold on a second. If what you're saying is true, how does everyone not know about it? And he said, oh, lots of people know about it. You could walk into any bookstore and you're going to find all sorts of books on the shelves with lots of truth. But right next to them are the books that we publish, full of propaganda. It's a multi-billion-dollar campaign to cover up the truth. And I was like, why does the truth have to be covered up? And he said, look, we live in a God-fearing country. There's only one thing that keeps this world spinning, gives everybody the control they need. That's the global economy. If you disrupt that by taking away the reason for people to live their lives, everything falls apart, and governments of the world will not be able to control the populace. What's the advantage of giving people the truth?
Here's 3 spiritual signs you should never ignore. These are not the usual ones. The third one proves you're a little bit psychic. Number 1, the hypnic jerk. So you're almost asleep and your whole body jerks like you just missed a step on the staircase. Doctors call it a hypnic jerk, but the old traditions say the soul steps out at night and it snaps back when something startles it. You went somewhere and something called you back. Number 2, the felt gaze. You're in a room and the hair on your neck stands up. You turn and someone's looking right at you. You felt their eyes before you saw them. That's not nerves. Attention is energy. And your body has been reading the room since long before you could talk. Number 3, the precognitive flash. You dream a tiny detail, a red coat, a yellow door, a specific sentence, something specific, and days later it happens exactly. And most people forget the dream and they miss the hit when it comes. But part of you walks a few steps ahead in time and sends messages back. Write them down because you're learning to read the road before the turn comes. These signs, they're doorways. Follow me and comment the word reset and I'll send you my 5 power moves to reset your nervous system. Follow me and comment the word reset. Vibrant beings, have a great day.
There's a force greater than your mind that's been trying to guide you your whole life. There's a spirit. Most people would call that a spirit. The spirit, as you connect with it, it will begin to guide you. And you already know that innately. You know, when we die, we know that we leave the body there. It decomposes. And as the body decomposes, there's no neurological activity, which means there's no thought, there's no thinking, there's no feelings, there's no what you want and don't want anymore. There's just spirit. Imagine if you could connect with that before you die. It's that part of each of us that already knows who we are and why we're born. And the more connected with that we become, the more connected we are. And the more that inner knowing can guide us. It's like a compass needle pointing north. All the time we're pointing in the direction we want to go. You already have a sense of where to go. And to the degree we listen to that sense, we find a commensurate amount of happiness and peace. To the extent our mind, through some habit, some resistance, some programming that has been downloaded through life experience, we deviate from that inner knowing. We experience a commensurate amount of suffering and pain. So all suffering and pain are really there to point out something we're holding on to, something mentally that's happening that's keeping us from our natural state of peace.